I've got the ornaments that we just finished cutting out over here at the assembly table again, and I just want to talk about a little bit of finishing. And the first part of finishing, of course, is getting the patterns off of the wood. Now, most of the time, if you've applied the spray adhesive fairly sparingly, you can get the pieces to peel off pretty easily. In this case, you can see I'm pretty well being able to just take the pattern right off. But let's say you do have some trouble. Like in this case, as I'm getting up here, it's getting a little harder to get off. If you have that problem, one of the solutions that I suggest is to get a heat gun. I bought this very inexpensive heat gun at Harbor Freight. I think it was like $19. And they work really good. Just go ahead and turn it up on the highest setting. And once you heat this pattern up a little bit, it'll just almost peel itself off. You can see it's just going to fall right off. And I don't use it unless I'm having trouble getting the pattern off, because most of the time you can peel the patterns off without any problem at all. But you can see, using the heat gun, it basically just takes itself off. And once you get it heated up real good, then it's no problem just to go ahead and pull the pattern off. Now, when you get these patterns off, a lot of times there's some glue residue left on the front of the pattern, and you'll want to take care of that just with some light sanding on these ornaments. And that's what I'll do next, and then we'll talk about finishing. What I do is I just take the side that has the glue residue on it, and with the grain pattern, I'll just lightly rub it on a piece of sandpaper laid down on a flat surface. And that'll pretty well take all the glue residue off for you in a hurry. And I left a little bit of paper on that one, so I'm going to go ahead and get it off with my heat gun. Now, other people will use different techniques for taking these off. I've seen some people try to sand them off. I don't like that technique very well. Some people will use mineral spirits and just wipe a little mineral spirits on the pattern, and that'll take it off also. But I like the heat gun. I've got it here handy, and it works pretty well for me. Okay, now that we've got the glue off, I'll take some smaller pieces of sandpaper and generally just do a little touch up. Because these are such small pieces, I generally don't get involved in too much sanding, but I will ease the edges of the pieces a little bit and make sure I don't have any fuzzies on the back. I'll spend a little time getting those off, and with those scroll reverse blades, you really get a pretty clean cut. There's not a lot of sanding to do after using those blades. Okay, once I get the pieces sanded down to the finish level where I want them, I will finish these pieces in two different ways. On the hardwood ornaments that I cut, I generally will dip those in oil, and then once they dry, spray them with a spray lacquer. On plywood, I usually don't use the oil. I don't like the looks of it, so I would just spray these with a clear high gloss spray lacquer, and that seems to be fine for the plywood. So what I do is I get my little bucket of lemon oil, and I just take and drop the pieces in there. When they're this small, it's no problem just to let them float in there and soak up all the oil they can. Take them out, let them drip dry. Good idea to use gloves here. And you can see those are going to be quite pretty. And there's the two finished hardwood ornaments, the hummingbird and the candy cane, all finished. And generally, to top these off, my wife will tie a little ribbon around the top of the ornaments, kind of makes them look a little better. And again, like I said, I'll take these two ornaments and spray them with a high gloss spray lacquer, and that's how we'll finish those. Okay, I've got my two plywood ornaments sitting over here on my spray table, and I'm going to just use some clear wood finish. This is a satin finish, and I'm just going to give them a quick little coat. And we'll let those dry for just a few minutes, and we'll flip them over and do the other side, and they'll be ready to go. Well, I hope you enjoyed making these Christmas ornaments. Again, they're really easy to make, and people love getting them as gifts. You can cut them really fast, which gives you that instant gratification of a project. You can see these finish up really pretty. So, I'm Steve Good. Thanks for visiting me here at the Scroll Saw Workshop, and don't forget to stop by my blog at www.scrollsawworkshop.blogspot.com.